When it comes to goal setting, a lot of people say why. They ask why. Why do you think the way you do? Why do you think so massively? And this is why. This is where I grew up. We are back in Grayslake, Illinois today in my old neighborhood where I lived from 3 to 15. And what a lot of people don't understand is what I went through growing up. And I'm not gonna pretend like I had some hard life, because at the time I really didn't even think it was that bad. I had a blast. But the neighborhood we're in right now, this is Section 8 housing. So we're in a nice town, but what this means is everyone who lives here is on government housing. Single moms, people who have drug problems, whatever it is. And being here gave me so much perspective growing up, and throughout my time, there was a switch. There was a switch that was flipped and made me see what there was and what more I could get, and that is why I am so hungry. I mean, in this apartment that I referenced right back here, right over there is actually where I lived for about 12 years of my life. And there was so many times where I would see my mom, she would be crying about where we live and saying, you know, she wished she had her own yard. She wished she didn't have to deal with this, with that, the people or the fights or the things that were going on here. And that's something she didn't want. So I saw the struggle. I'm aware of the money struggle. I've seen all this and I've lived all this. And that is why I think the way I think. So what I'm going to show you next is where it snapped for me, where I shifted into another gear, because the special thing about me is that I have been blessed enough to live 2 lives. I live 2 separate lives, 2 separate lifestyles, and if it wasn't for those lifestyles, if it wasn't for this right here for the first half of my life, I wouldn't think the way I do and I wouldn't be on the path that I'm on. And so now I'm gonna show you where everything switched for me. All right, we are back. A little bit warmer than the last time I spoke with you guys, but we are in the exact spot where I was 3 years ago, where I realized that I made that decision. I had just come back from a dinner with my grandparents, you know, $150 lunch, $150 dinner, and I had been in Hawaii at that time for 7 days in a row for the first time in my life. I was sitting off this condo. You can see all the views here in Kona, Hawaii. And when I was looking off here, it was sunset, and I was thinking, you know, my life, to be honest with you, my life was kind of running through my head. I was thinking, all right, man, you know, soak this in. You're so grateful to be here. I never thought I would be lucky and blessed enough to be standing right here. And that's where I kind of assessed things, and I said, you know what? Why does this have to be the only time I ever do this? Why can't I do this again? Why can't I do more than this? And it was at this very moment, because of this situation, because of what I had seen, what I've experienced, and because of where I've come from, that I made the decision right here. You know what? Why can't I be great? Why can't I be a billionaire by 40 years old? Why can't I be one of the greatest individuals in the world? People say, oh, good luck with that. That's so crazy. You're never going to accomplish that. But what people don't have that I do is 2 completely different experiences, coming from the struggle of not having money for Christmas presents, pay the bill, you know, see your mom crying all the time, compared to having that financial side. And this is great, don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful condo, but I want to do it even bigger. I want to do it bigger in all aspects of life. So this is what flipped the switch for me. This is what changed everything for me, and this is exactly why I am the way that I am. You know, people say, hey, you know, Zack Krupp's kind of wild. Zack Krupp's always so positive, thinking so big. What's his issue? He's so weird. I promise you, that's all gonna pay off. I'm gonna think bigger than a lot of people, and a lot of those ideas may seem crazy, but you know what? When one of them comes to fruition and it continues to go on, I'm gonna get to where I said I'm gonna get to, because I truly believe it. It's 100% fact up here. What I say I want to do, what I decide I want to do, comes to fruition. It started and it will continue. So when you see things like this, guys, what can I do with these videos? I want to inspire you. You know, I'm here in Kona, Hawaii. I came from Section 8 government housing. I didn't have insurance for 2 years. I've been at rock bottom many times. I've never had a lot of money. And for you, you know, maybe it's likely that you don't come from the same situation as me. You know, maybe you come from a middle-class family, or maybe you started off well, so you just don't have that burning fire underneath you. And I don't know if I can help you get that passion, but that's how this passion got instilled from me, from 2 absolute extremes, and it fired me up and allowed me to dream, and dream to the highest level in the world. So I really just wanted to share that with you, that this is the spot here in Kona, Hawaii, 3 years ago, looking up at the mountain, where I said, you know what? I'm going to be a billionaire. I'm going to be one of the greatest in the world. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are about my story. Thanks.